Hi guys, this is Radhika here again. I hope you all are doing well. So, this video is about birth intention, and this is one way of identifying what are some of your soul contracts. So, I have two other videos on soul contract and how to identify soul contracts. Um, so if you want to know more about them, you can watch those videos. But basically, a soul contract is like a karmic pattern that keeps repeating in your experience of this reality. So you might find yourself in similar situations uh, where you're feeling the similar things, but the circumstances might be different. But what you're feeling at the core is the same, and you keep feeling those things again and again. But you haven't exactly figured out what you have to figure out in that particular situation. So, such occurrences or patterns are called as soul contracts or karmic patterns, and they get set when basically the birth occurs. So when birth occurs, soul enters the womb, and um, basically we enter into the womb from a place where um, the plan of the soul is decided. The life plan of the soul in this reality as a human is decided. So if you came into this body or is into these karmic patterns, it's probably your choice. Most probably it's your choice that you came here, and you wanted to experience these things. And when you're going through those things, you probably feel like, why would I want to experience these things? But that's what all this inner works helps you to do. It helps you to solve this mystery of why you are here. So yeah, so those are soul contracts. And as humans, it is said that we make our own destiny. And I think what that really means is we don't have much of a control or choice over what happens to us, but we have a choice over how we react to it. So the reaction is the learning, and that's what we came here to learn. And that's why things keep happening to us which we don't like sometimes, or which we like sometimes. And our reaction to that is our learning, actually. And once we learn it, the same thing will stop happening again and again. Different things will happen then. So a major thing in this is, what is the intent with which you were created? And so your parents might know this better than you. So when they came together, and when they had you, what was the intention that they had in their mind of creating you? That is what determines a large part of this. So basically, a lot of times, and this is basically, this applies to people who had parents who actually planned to have them. If your parents just came, or if like two people just came together and had you, then that's a different thing. Then maybe the intentions in their life would also affect you. But I'm not talking about those cases now. I'm talking about the cases where it's like a family, and the husband and the wife together decide to have a baby. So a lot of times what happens is, there can be different intentions. So I'm just outlining some of the intentions why a couple might have a baby, or I have seen couples have babies for these things. So a lot of times one of the parents might be a little bit narcissistic, and they might have a little bit of NPD going on. So the other parent, what they do is, in order to either keep this parent in the relationship, keep the other partner in the relationship, or maybe they think that if we have a child, things will become happier. This person might become less of a mean person, or maybe this person will give up this bad habit that they have, or this person will improve their behavior. So it's a tactic of control. In order to control the other partner, the other spouse, he decides that he or she, they decide that the only way I can improve my situation, and keep this partner and make a happy life, is to have a baby. And with that intention, they have a baby. So the intention that they had to have the baby was basically to use the baby as a means to an end. So they did not have the baby to enjoy parenthood, or they did not have the baby in or because they had a happy home, and because they felt organically that this is the right time to have a baby. They are having a baby out of a place of fear that they have inside of them. It's for their own selfish needs. So that is one of the reasons why people have a baby. Sometimes, if the wife is a narcissistic person or histrionic person, the husband has a plan of having a baby so that the wife calms down, so that the wife stops controlling him and starts controlling the baby and gets busy with the baby. So I have seen these scenarios happen in my life. And sometimes a couple will have a baby because they are just bored of their own lives, and they are just bored of their job. They are bored of their life overall. So then what happens is, this baby that they make kind of becomes like a project for them. So they will completely try to organize this baby's life for them and overwhelm the baby with things to do, things they have to, activities they have to participate, etc. And they will keep themselves busy with the baby, so they feel like they have to raise the baby to the ultimate potential of the baby, and they won't let the baby live their own destiny. They will basically try to control every part of it, because the baby, they had the baby for, as a cure for boredom. So now they have to, so the baby kind of becomes like their cure for boredom, if you please. So that's one thing. Then another thing is, sometimes a couple might have a baby because they have kids, they have other kids in their, like they might have other kids, but they get to that point in their relationship when they are really bored of each other maybe, and the kids are also grown, like they might be teens. And then they decide how to make our life a little bit more entertaining. And we all know that having a baby in the house is a very big source of entertainment. After they become 2 or 3 years old, they start doing all these funny things. So maybe they have another kid to just bring entertainment back into their life. And this child many times is the youngest, and they become like the joker of the family. So they always have to joke, they always have to be jovial, and that becomes like a part of their personality, and they keep on living that programming throughout their life. So they usually suppress what they are feeling most of the time, and they just put up a front which is always funny, jovial, sarcastic. So they have to keep on maintaining that image. Then in countries like India, China, and I assume many other countries, boys are considered to be like more precious than girls when some a couple has them. So the parents are always wishing, not always, not all the parents, some parents are not like this, but many parents might be wishing for a boy when they are trying to have a baby. And when they have a girl, the reaction is that of disappointment. So they have already set an intention to have a boy, and they see the result of their action, which is having a girl, and the reaction that they have is disappointment, and that pretty much seeps inside the girl. And many girls throughout their life might feel like they are not good enough because of this intention that was set by their parents when they were having a child. So, these are just some of the examples I have, and this is very useful if you are kind of trying to figure out some patterns that might have played out in your life, and you're trying to do some inner work, or trying to understand the psychology or just the mechanics of why things happen to you, and just basically trying to get to know, trying to think deeply about some things in life, philosophically about some things in life. So this might help you to understand why things have played out the way they have played out in your life. um, so yeah, so it's kind of difficult to know this, because you will really have to talk to your parents to understand this, and not a lot of parents are going to tell you the truth of why they try to have you. Because it could be that they were in a situation of pain when they were trying to figure out a strategy, or when they were trying to make their life better, and that's when they decide to have a child. So yeah, so a lot of them might have some guilt around that. So they might not discuss it with you completely, but yeah, a part of this is also trying to kind of integrate that at any point everyone is always trying to do the best that they can, and sometimes you might feel that whatever is being done is not fair for you. But that's the whole point of going into the depth of everything, is to understand why something was done and how it affected you. And the point is basically learning and understanding, so that life becomes easier or clearer. And it's not so much blaming. I don't mean for people to blame their parents, because maybe they know the intention why they had this, why they had you. So yeah, the point is definitely not to blame. The point is to understand that maybe that was the best that they could do at that particular point in their life. And the intention of this video is really so that the puzzle piece gets solved for you. You know, you get a piece of the puzzle, of the larger puzzle, and then once you get this piece, hopefully a lot of things will come together for you, and you will realize, oh, that's why I always have to keep smiling, and I always have to keep joking when I'm around my family. Maybe that's why I can't really tell them how I feel, because they had me with this intention of being the joker of the family, and now I have become the joker of the family. I keep everyone entertained, and that is my job. And I have taken on that karmic pattern and made it a part of me. And maybe that realization will help you break the karmic pattern that you are in. So yeah, that was the intention of this video, and I hope this helps you. And as always, I wish you all a lot of love and a lot of light. Thank you. Bye.